I think I trust the wrong homeboys. I am number one.
So today, though, the first topic we're going to talk about is job stuff. So, like, Karen moments, bad coworker moments, coworker client moments, you know what I mean? Like, just shit like that.
No, the huge.
But I feel like we should dive in first into, like, our story and how we met.
Oh, yeah. So.
Because, like, we met through work, and now we working together. I think that's poetic as fuck.
It is. It's talking about, like, I guess, divine fate? I don't know. Like, it's just.
It was meant.
It had to be.
No, because honestly, there's a few people in my lifetime where I could generally say that, like, when I met a person, it just clicked. And you were one of those people.
Thank you. And I feel the same, too. I feel
so.
like, when the first time we've met in that very, very low-paying job that I felt like, this is
that
something...
was slave labor, and they do it. That was crazy.
That was not even that. It was like half of a half-time job. Just not half of a part-time job.
To get paid $200 a week, and even at that time standards in 2017 was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that shit didn't even cover my rent. I think my rent was like $675 or $650. So $200 a week was not even cutting that.
Which was crazy to think that that's the cheapest rent would ever be.
Yeah.
Even when you think about that. So.
But even like, cause when I lived off of Holly and shit, that side by side house for what it was actually not that bad.
Yeah.
It was pretty much the same size as this.
For?
It was like the same size as this.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, off Holly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That place was.
And I was
nice.
paying $675.
Yeah, I remember. You had it was a pretty decent setup too. Like you had an upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, in the basement, which is what I have now. I have a side by side
upstairs, downstairs.
I will say though that the living room and like different areas are like bigger, and there's no cockroaches, so that's cool.
Yeah, the kitchen is nicer.
Yeah.
I would say of all the houses you had, this kitchen is the nicest. It just seems everything fits. Everything fits. Like it just the way it complements the wood on the other wood.
I just think it's newer, and that's why. But I would honestly say Van Staan was probably my best.
It was more spacious.
It was more spacious. It was because that was a whole house.
Yeah, that was a whole house.
It was like a 5-bedroom house. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but
we had rooms on rooms in that motherfucker. The trampoline, which was probably like that had to be the third, second trampoline I built.
Every house I move in, that's in our friend contract. You gotta build a trampoline,
which is crazy.
It's in the bylaws.
Which is like that's like the 360 deal of contracts and trampoline wise. You buy it, I gotta build it. And with this one, like it got destroyed, in which I feel I'm very hurt about that.
Yo, I want blood. Cut in half was crazy.
A clean cut too.
This was... But just touch a base. So we're here.
This all.
How many years later? 8 years? Let me do math. How long have we been friends? 2005. We met in 2017.
Yes. So it's 20 about
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah. Okay. So 8 years. We 8 years deep. So we passed the 7-year mark off of a coworker friendship.
I'll give you one better. We met March 2nd of 2017.
That's bullshit. It was February 2nd.
February 2nd?
February 2nd. I remember that.
Okay. Yeah, all right. That ruins the specialty of the moment then, because I was about to say, like, we're actually 5 days.
Already passed it. We're officially 8 years, though.
Hey, yeah. I'll take that.
The only reason I remember that is because when I had to go get a new fucking job, I had to remember the start date. Like...
I remember that. I remember almost every first day of work. I don't remember the day of, but I remember how it went. And yeah, all in all, we met first day of work. Well, the orientation, which was, I think that's where we kind of judged each other the most.
Well,
silently.
because our bosses picked us up from random places in Rochester. Because we were supposed to meet at a police station. The police station that was off of fucking is it a police station? You know what I'm talking about? It's on the east side of Clinton. Or
is it like I can't remember if it's police or a fire station.
No, it was police based, but there wasn't a police station. Like police would go there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the fuck she told me to. I'm thinking we're about to have a meeting in there, and she picks me up from the side of the road up there, and you weren't in the car.
Because I was high during that whole transaction.
Which is hilarious because I thought you were a fucking nerd. I thought you were like hey guys.
Hi, how are you? You know.
Hi guys.
Real like the plain SpongeBob.
Like, he finna snitch on me. Like he finna be like the worst person known to man. Like I'm gonna stay clear of him.
Those heels kind of do go against the company's code of conduct. Like it's unsafe to. Can you imagine if I was like that?
I don't think you understand. Your work voice is bad.
Oh yeah, I code switch more than ChatGPT, fam. Like I will not be afraid to admit it. My work voice, that shit, it's kind of fun to put on.
Because I swear to God, I hated you as a human being.
Oh yeah, because I had to talk to her like basically so. It's totally great to see you again.
You talk like you never had a crumb of pussy a day in your life. Like you've never encountered a vagina.
And during that time, that was when I was in the abundance of
pussy, which is hilarious.
That was before my fall off.
That's how good your code switch is.
That's how it was. Yeah.
I at least played the part though. I wouldn't say which is hilarious because I'd be professional.
Yeah.
Just with coworkers, I wouldn't, because who the fuck I gotta play this up for? Right. The fuck?
I thought you'd be the one to snitch on me.
Really?
That's what I thought.
This is news.
I thought this was.
What made you believe that?
Just because, like, all right, tall girl, a little bit of a white passing, and just it was something about the demeanor where I was like, I feel like this person just might clock me on some shit. I feel like if I talk to her, she might put me in HR for like sexual harassment or some shit. I don't know. I never had intentions. I just thought in my mind, like, I'm gonna keep my distance until I figure out, number one, what's going on at this job, because we didn't know what the fuck we was doing.
But mind you, when you met me, I had piercings, I had the snake bites, I had the leather jacket, I had nothing of my aura gave work snitch.
We pulled up. We pulled up on you putting out a cigarette, fam. Like,
it was back in the day when I used to smoke cigarettes. So I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, so I was thinking like, I don't know if we gonna mesh. I don't know if, because as a dude, I'm assuming I don't mesh with that many female coworkers, but that's changed now. But that's at the time, that's what I thought. So I'm like, I'm gonna just be on my toes. I'm gonna show I'm professional. I'm gonna show I'm cordial. And then the first day we met each other.
The first day we was forced in a cubicle together for 8 hours, and we were like, oh, each other lit. It was to the point where other coworkers were walking by like, oh, I see you guys getting along. Like they were having to make comments because we were laughing so hard.
Right.
And like talking. Like,
I think we kind of broke the ice within like the first 5 sentences of dialogue.
I wish I remembered the first thing we said, that where it was like we looked at each other. There was a moment of, okay, you're cool. Yeah. I forget what the fuck we were talking about, but it was.
Me neither.
No, but it was something where we were like, okay, we can stop the facade for a second.
Yeah, like it was because it was so preppy and shit, and I think like we said something that along the point where just like, okay, we could let our guard down. And I can actually chill the fuck out.
Right, because fuck this job. You know, I'm just here just to collect my check and go.
Right. And we just kind of collectively realized that we don't know what the fuck we doing here.
Yeah. It was a stipend government job, which was cool. It introduced me to new things and doing new things. But it was like between picking up heroin needles off of fucking Clinton Ave and shaking hands with the mayor, it was real weird. Weird shit.
Which, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of hurt my feelings because I had so much high regards for this program. I met so many people who worked for that.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I kind of want to work for that. This sounds like something positive in the community, but I think we got like the shitty spin-off version of it. It wasn't the like, I don't know if I'm making a change or not. Can we stop going door to door?
Oh my God, no. Because let's talk about it. Because let me tell you, one of my top 10 worst job experiences was with you.
Yeah.
And it's just for the simple fact of what they were, okay, because the whole thing was we're going to try to stop poverty and end violence and like, okay.
Like, yeah, sure, you know.
Bitch, we live here.
Right.
The neighborhoods that they were going through to give these opportunities to where our neighborhoods that we lived in, like, and the bitches that was running it did not live in these areas. They never even grew up in Rochester. One of them didn't even grow up in Rochester.
Nah,
they went to college and came here and was like annoyed at this weird position. So when they were trying to make us go door to fucking door, and like, you know, tell people, you know, different programs we have in Rochester, which I do feel like Rochester needs to do more of, because if you don't use it, you lose it. And I definitely learned that.
That's real. And
we should absolutely research, or at least have something that is like a dispenser of those resources to let people know, more aware of it, because I feel like it's a fucked up thing where it's like, if you don't know about it, then we're just losing it. And they were good programs.
There's a lot of programs. And I think it's just that they kind of put them in the areas where they didn't really need it.
Exactly. We was going on the east side of it, but it was like Culver.
Yeah.
Where it was like
the house I went to, this motherfucker had like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's type of patio.
We were there. There was that white woman who acted and looked like a Karen, and she was like, "Does it look like I need your program?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "You're right."
Yeah, I was like,
"You're right."
With that tone, absolutely.
Like, we're just here to do a job.
Yeah, like we pulling up to like Love Style, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like patios and shit. And I'm like, this doesn't look like they need community funding. They look well funded. Like, this motherfucker got a ring door dash cam. He's not even at the house. Like, does that say poverty? The place where I come from, it's a motherfucker that just got shot today. That, you know, we are so disarrayed in poverty and lack of money, but we over here.
Yeah, we weren't hitting the inner parts of the city. It was more the outskirts of it. There were some few spots that we were hitting. Like, we hit Portland, we hit certain areas, we hit, you know.
We did hit Grand Ave.
We did,
which I was like,
But it didn't get your house though, which was funny.
They didn't. We actually skipped over my neighborhood because.
Yeah, because it was on the other side. It wasn't like the.
It's. Yeah. I was in my place is a weird ass area code, but I give them kudos because they really kind of took us to the block one time. Like,
one good time, but that's when we learned the hard way.
And that's when we realized,
because this is where me and you got in trouble, right? Because me and you, we had such a fucking good ass time. Yeah. Like, that's when we really started bonding, because we was doing the damn thing, signing people up, doing our fucking job, and having a great time.
Like, we was attached to the hip with this shit. Like,
but they was so mad that we was goofing off, but also getting our job done, that like they had a problem with it. And then it's just like, bitch, but we got it done and we did it correctly. So what the fuck is your problem?
It was like, I think, and they made this clear. There was like, we think that you guys are a thing.
Oh, they thought we were straight up fucking, and we kept saying like, we're not. But even if we were, bitch, why is that your business? And why are you trying to make it your business?
I think about it, it's so fucking funny because like. I knew these people from like a very young age. I was back when I was doing my community service shit. I was walking around trying to be Captain Planet. And like, I knew them for a while. So like, when they see me actually like bond with you and find someone like, oh, you're actually like engaging with this person in a friendly manner.
We just fucking clicked.
They thought like she putting that pussy on him and it's ruining his life.
Oh, they thought I was destroying you. Like, I was the one corrupting your innocence. Because of the good facade he was putting on, this goody two-shoe facade.
I was showed up to
and
that
meanwhile,
so
we're doing
high.
Fucking acid after work and shit with other coworkers.
Oh,
and we weren't even the worst ones. Bitch was showing up to work fucking on shrooms.
Oh, yeah.
But let's not talk about it.
Yeah, it was motherfuckers. It was motherfuckers.
But they thought I was the problem. I didn't even smoke weed.
Nah, I was in there blasted. I was zooted.
I was if anything, I was the most innocent of all of us. I was doing the least activities of bullshit. Bitches was selling drugs on the job.
I ain't gonna lie.
It wasn't me.
When I thought about it, when I look back at it, fam, I was like, man, because you was in like a very trying era. Like, you was in the struggle times.
I was a single parent with a 3-year-old doing what a doing what the fuck she can do,
Yeah.
you know, in life.
And I was just a stoner 21-year-old
Yeah.
fucking just trying to figure out life, pick up the pieces and shit, and just trying to get some money. It was like
Right.
my other job ended and shit. So yeah, and then you know they put us together in the same place, one environment, and
But that's what I'm saying. Back to the point though. One of my worst moments at a job was at that job when they were trying to make us go to door, and we live in this city. We've lived here all our lives. We know what the fuck.
yeah,
Which is trap house, which is a house you don't go to. It's just common sense. You just know.
rock in, rock out.
If I see two pit bulls in the front, you think I'm going to that door? Absolutely the
Hell
fuck
no.
not. No, bitch, you got that. That's yours.
Honestly, the beware a dog sign is enough to.
It's
deter me
enough.
away.
It's enough.
I'm
It's
good.
enough. Right. We're not getting paid per house. We're just here to share a program. So if it's not it, we move forward.
Right.
So they thought that we was just running through houses, like skipping houses and shit because we'd get it done fast.
Yeah.
We would just get it done efficiently.
Yeah.
Because you got us one time to be like, no, we're not interested. What the fuck we're doing? Force you
Right.
to sign up? No, bye.
Yeah, that's the power.
Which is what they told us to do.
Yeah.
Like, just say no, bye.
Because that was the power of trying to get our ass home.
But we also did try to engage and encourage people to sign up. We were one of the people that had the most signups.
We did. We killed it at one point.
We fucking but then they broke us up. But anyways, there was one house in particular that to this day pisses me off. It was me, you, and there was another person, and then this alleged manager.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say her name. She was just like, "Why'd you guys skip that house?" I'm like, "Because it's a fucking drug house."
Yeah.
She was like, "How do you know?" I was like, "Cause I know."
You don't see the telltale signs.
You don't see the garbage can
Yeah,
in front of their
motherfucker.
house, in front of their driveway, and there's no other garbage cans on
One
the
of the
street.
windows was boarded up. Like one, I'm like, you don't.
Like
see
you
the
don't
telltale
see, you don't see the little tail signs.
We got
Okay.
like 5 of these in the radius of my house. That's easy to tell. Like, oh yeah, nah, there's some powerful work going on in that house. You don't
See the many different crackheads going in and out the house right now
Right.
before we even get to there. You don't see random people coming in and out. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we're not going there.
Right.
For my safety, for my sanity, and it was to the point where she just got, cause she got. I'm sorry, never been a bitch to not pop my shit when bitches being incorrect.
Ooh,
Because what you're not about to do is play me like I'm stupid. I'm not about to put my life in danger for a job that's paying me $200 a week.
100.
So she got mad at me because I would always test her gangster. She had a problem with that. So remember she snatched the paper and twitched her little booty up to the place and then started speed walking back to us. She was like, all right, you got it. Fine. And that was the last day we worked with each other because of that.
Yeah.
She got so mad because we proved a fucking point. Yeah, exactly.
I was mad. That was
it
like
was a drug house? Okay.
that was like splitting up Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. It's like, why would you do something to a great dynamic that we had going on? Now I'm definitely not having fun. Now I'm like, because I'm with random people that I haven't really like got a chance to really know like that.
Yeah.
And like for the most part, it's just I don't have any company or any like commentary that could be creative. On
We
this
have
experience.
good banter. We've always had good give and take. So
Yeah.
it sucked with everybody else, but we made it work.
Exactly.
And everyone thought we was fucking.
Everybody, which is crazy. We've never,
Never, not once.
nah.
We've done inappropriate things, but never to each other.
We've definitely seen each other's bodies. But let's be real. It was not on purpose. You just see me.
When you're
enough
friends with
times.
somebody for so long, you're gonna see something.
Yeah.
If you're close. So, yeah.
It's been a couple times where it's like not even anything sexual.
I've
It's
seen
just
that.
like,
I've seen it. I'm not gonna list
like
body
pants
parts.
falling down.
I ain't gonna say
You had the honor of accepting me after seeing my butt crack after getting out the car.
I've seen it
Which
so many times.
A lot of women.
At least I know it's clean because there's no,
Yeah, I
no
got to.
discoloration. So I know it's wiped correctly. So I'm proud of you.
It's big man code.
Because a lot of straight men, a lot of cis men don't know how to wipe their ass.
That's crazy.
You'd be
It's some
surprised.
dudes that don't believe in wiping their ass. They say that's gay. That's
We've
wild.
discussed this before. I've had a partner that's legitimately said that, which is insane. But what was your like worst day at work, I should say.
Worst day at work.
Like what was your worst like interaction at work that you could think of?
So this one happened mainly because of like the fall. The whole day was crazy. All right, like this was when the job I did when I was younger.
Okay.
I was doing like a summer of opportunity job, and they had me stationed at wherever they choose the job for you, and they made me the maintenance guy at a church/summer camp.
Okay.
Which it was like it was a black church, and it was only like 4 people working there, so they had me doing everything else. I was a freaking like coordinator, lunch person, like chaperone.
They just put you where
they would have made me the bus driver if they could.
Fam, they was getting every coin they can out you.
Yeah. So in one particular day, this was crazy because they also doubled as like a memorial service.
Oh.
So I'm just there trying to do my job. I got the lunches going. I got the kids well behaved and shit. They playing Uno, having a good time, what have you. It's going great.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they'll be having a funeral service around like 3 p.m. that day. So they came up to me and 2 other dudes, and they was like, look, we're going to be having a memorial service going on, so we're going to need you to help take the casket up into the altar and trying to figure out how we're going to get it fit through the doors. I'm like, how you have a memorial service and you don't even know if you could fit a casket into the church or not?
That is insane.
So we doing estimates and shit like that, and like I'm not equipped to handle.
I know you're not getting paid enough to do this.
This is like you got me carrying a dead body. You got me carrying a dead body.
It sounds like you're underage too.
Yeah,
like, how old are you?
I'm like 15. 15, making like what, 8, 9, not even 8.52 an hour, and you got me over here prepping the body like it's a memorial home.
God.
This is crazy. So we had to take the casket up into the church, had to put it by the altar, which still in my mind is like I ain't never been this close to a corpse before. So it's like still ingrained.
That was the first time you was running dead body?
Yeah.
Wow.
First time.
Damn.
Except like I've been to a funeral service, but the body was cremated, so it don't count. Like that's
like it's
ash.
different.
Yeah.
Like there's a dead body. I can
There's
smell
a whole.
it. I can look at it.
Yeah, and I was talking to the bros like, what if we just open the casket real quick to see like what does it look like? You feel me? We didn't do it. We didn't do it. But like it was the idea was just like we might know this person. Like I never seen a dead body before.
Okay.
In person, but we didn't. And so we left it there, right? Went down. I'm back with the kids because it's in the basement. All right, it's in the basement of the church, the summer camp. And mind you, the ceiling is very low.
Mm-hmm.
The ceiling is very low, and it has ceiling fans. So, long story short, one of the camp counselors picked the kid up, and he raised him too high, and his head got hit in the ceiling fan. I didn't see it, but all I heard was "ka ka ka," and I'm like, "Oh, what was that?" And then it was crying, and then I seen blood coming down.
Oh my God!
I'm like, "Oh, this is bad. This is because it messed him up. Like this is a metal fan. Like this shit."
Oh,
so his
shit.
ear and all this is sliced up, and like. The head person, the lady came down to see what was going on, seeing there was blood coming from the ear. And was like, how did that happen? What happened? The fan, the ceiling, the fans is all bent up from his head hitting it.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, this is all, it all happened so fast. And I'm like, I'm not equipped to handle this. I hope I ain't have to handle this. And like, we had a first aid kit and shit like that. I'm like, I think we're supposed to be having gloves handling this shit. I don't know, but I kept my distance from it. And all I'm going to say is, long story short, that dude got fired. Our term got shortened by like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that was the first and last time I ever was a maintenance / camp counselor / chef / body bearer, you know. Crazy job. All this for $850.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So that was my craziest day and the worst day I think I've ever had a job.
I mean, that's intense. I don't think I have an experience that tops that. I think there's short moments, but there's not. I don't know. Well, okay.
You work. I ain't gonna lie. You definitely worked a plethora of like really weird jobs.
I'm not embarrassed by it. I've never graduated high school, and I don't have a GED.
That's so common.
It's not as common as you think because bitches still look at me cross-eyed. Because I'm intelligent. It's not the fact that I'm not intelligent. It's just life be lifing, and I had to do what the fuck I had to do. So I would stay with a job, and I would figure it the fuck out because I'm a single mom with a child. Yeah. And I would still find a way. You know what I mean?
Gotta find a way.
I have wide experience on a lot of random shit on my resume that makes me enough qualified. So
the hustle.
The hustle be real. This is why I'm doing my own shit now. Cause fuck, I look like working for the next bitch. But no, there was one job. Okay, Mickey D's. This was the job before. No. I'm trying to think if it's the before we met or before after.
Oh, it had to be before we met.
No.
I don't recall you working at Mickey D's at any time that we kind of met each other.
No, because when I left that job, I started working for that home health care job.
Really? It's got to be like right
yeah, wait, no, because I had that home health care job in Holly Street into Van Stalen.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to have had this job while we knew each other.
It must have been like in the very beginning. Stages.
Very beginning. Because surprise, I got fired from the job that we worked at.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Some bullshit and technicalities, but I digress.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started working this McDonald's job just to hurry up and get some income in. And I remember just every day, I didn't give a shit about that job. This ain't coming on my paycheck. I've always been the type of person that like, oh, you ordered a medium? Here's a large cup.
Just
you know what I mean? Just they're like, oh, all I can get is water. Bitch, go get you some fucking soda. You think I give a fuck? Yeah. You think Mickey D's $1 billion company give a fuck?
Exactly.
You get you a fucking soda. I don't give a shit.
Gotta make sure they love it.
Oh, you want a small fry? You look hungry. Here's a large.
Right.
I didn't give a shit.
Hell yeah. Like it's fast food. Should you really?
But like, don't snitch me out. Don't say any weird shit. You know what I mean? So this is when I worked out the McDonald's off of East Main, and I'm gonna call them out directly because you can go fuck yourself. The bitches that was working there. So there was a bitch that I think I went to high school with, and just I don't know, like it was weird because the school that I got kicked out of, which was Restaurant Akoi, for reasons. She was going around telling people random things about me. Not anything that was like detrimental, but like it was just like, you're speaking on me for what? Like this is like 10 years past high school. Oh, this is real hater shit. Yeah, it was like, okay. Right. Got it. Doing a little the most right now, but all right. Nah, so I would go, like I'd go into work and I'd sweat because it was fucking July and it's the middle of summer and I'm sweating because we're working at McDonald's and there's no fans. And like, the bitch was like, oh, this bitch always be sweating. Yeah, no fucking shit. McDonald's looks universally sweaty in everyone I've been to. Yeah, I'm fucking like, it just looks, there's no ventilation back there, which is why people are probably mad. Which is probably why, like... Yeah, everyone was... Bless you. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. That's why everyone had a problem. I feel like everyone just like we're working a fast food job as adults. No one's happy that they're there, so they're taking it on each other as well as taking it out on as well as customers shitting on them. So it's not a good it's not a good work environment. Right. It's really not. But the whole point was that I didn't give a fuck about this job, but I did my job, and there was this homeless man that would come in every day. Right. You get a free refill of a coffee. You know, and I think that a small is like, I think at the time it was like 50, 60 cents to get a refill or some shit
That's
like
mad
that.
cheap.
Especially if you're like older or a veteran, you could prove that which was like 60 cents for his coffee if he were to want. But I know he would take an old coffee cup outside and bring it in, and like someone threw it out, and then would be like, "Can I get a refill?"
Scavenging.
And half the time I just get him a new cup. Because that's nasty as fuck. And, you know, I would just get him a new cup, and then I would get him coffee, and then I'd send him on his way. Because who gives a fuck? As long as my boss isn't there, who gives a fucking shit?
You just giving him some dignity as a person, you know?
This is where... this is why you can't be nice to folks. Because there was one, after a month of this activity, okay? He would know, like, if the boss would come nearby and like he would come at the same time, like I'd have to pour it in the old cup. Yeah. Oh. You know, instead of like the new cup. But like we had this exchange of knowledge, of understanding. Right. One day in particular, my fucking boss decided to stand right the fuck next to me the whole time.
Micromanaging.
Just being a dick. I feel like maybe he was catching on. I don't know. But this guy comes in, slaps his rusty ass cup on the fucking stand. You know, clearly it's molding. It's been out. It's been decaying. Okay, it's not good.
Got an old.
And I was like, sorry, sir, that's 60 cents for a cup of coffee. He's like, bitch, the fuck I look like going off on me.
Damn.
Going off. Mind you, this is East Ave, so there's security there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at security. Security looking at me. I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, sorry, that's 60 cents. He's like, you fat white bitch. Like going off on me, disrespecting me. I'm like, at this point, I'm looking at security. I'm like, you want to take this man or just go? The security laughing, security giggling. God. I'm just like, okay. They're starting to become a line behind him. He's not moving because he's not going to pay the 60 cents because he never pays 60 cents with me. So I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. So he's like snitching on me. He's like, you give me a free cup of coffee every day, but today's different. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Dang. Knocked out the own supplier.
Bit the hand that was feeding you. What? Sir.
Being homeless and entitled is crazy.
Yo. There's weight.
It's a wild combination.
It's a wild combination. But the point is like, yo, so he's getting hot and heavy. I'm just I'm staring at him like, again, I'm not getting paid enough for this. I'm just existing. I'm just doing me. And then at one point he goes, you know what, bitch?
Hot tour.
When I say I jumped over that counter so fucking fast.
World star.
Security wants to come out of nowhere and then put like, oh,
that's so ass.
Because they didn't land on me, but it like skid over my shoulder, and that was enough.
That
was enough.
Like a sniper bullet, it just barely missed.
That was
me,
enough.
Still,
I dodged it just enough, but not enough. It was still.
It's the principle, you know.
So I don't do homeless spit. That's crazy. I mean, spit enough, but then you add homelessness on top of that spit. That's too much for me.
Yeah, I can't do fast food jobs at all.
I can't. You deal with too much and then get shitted on. So
I admire the patience. I literally.
They were like, okay, you can take a 15-minute break. I'm like, no fucking shit. I'm about to take a 15-minute break. You just watch all that shit go down, and then they come to find out they ended up doing some weird shit and like fake fire me. Because I got mad. They weren't paying me. They weren't doing... Yo, I found out later the lady was skimming money off of everyone's checks.
Oh, embezzling. Like,
straight up embezzling, doing shit. So she was trying to ice me out when I was like, hey, yo, you keep shortchanging me, and this is weird, and I'm about to go above you. Like you weird. You fuck with my money. Like, I got a child to feed. You're fucking with my money. Yeah. What the fuck's good?
That's how you know you're in a bad environment. When there's embezzlement going on. Like,
I mean, I guess. Maybe these, but damn, bitch. Damn, man.
But it's the East Ave and Culver Weggins.
Yo, they would drop a patty on the fucking floor, and then my first day walking in when they're giving rounds of like showing the place, a patty straight up dropped on the floor. They put it back on the grill. They're like, it's fine, it cooks it off, and then put it back on a bun and then served it.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
I can't see that. I can't see that happen and then watch a person eat that, fam. That's when I would narc out. That's when I would snitch for real. Like
that was like within the first 15 minutes of me at that job.
Shutting that shit down.
Yeah, they was on some weirdo shit.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting a better job after that. But like,
That's
still,
what's up.
that was crazy.
That's what's up. Even though like you had a shitty experience, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I think every person should at least work 1 to 2 years.
You need to.
A customer service job.
You need to be humane.
Either retail.
Yes.
Like.
Yes.
Over the phone shit.
Yes.
Kudos if you could do over the phone shit. I did tech support and like customer service over the phone for like 2 years.
Which is a different type of hell.
Do not miss that job at all. I don't miss it. I dead ass stuff. It was to a point where like I don't even remember my coworkers. I was so stressed about that job. I don't even remember the conversations we had. The agony of that canceled out the enjoyment and the good times I was supposed to have. You know what really pissed me off though? I worked at this place called Conduit. I don't even know if they in business now. They probably shut down.
Yeah,
some
it
call
was right
centers.
before Corona.
Yeah,
I remember you had that job.
Yeah, I had two, but this is like one of the first ones I worked, and it was like they probably a different name now because they switched this shit so up.
You worked at Southern, right?
Funny thing about that, I'll bring that up later. But this one,
fam, they sent everyone home because it was a bed bug epidemic at fucking Southline. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
They shut that shit down because there was cockroaches and like I think bed bugs.
Oh yeah.
Which the fact that you didn't hire me at Southern, you thought I was not qualified for this position was crazy.
They ain't even hiring me.
You got
either.
that.
They ain't hiring me either, which I ain't gonna lie. That kind of hurt because it's like getting rejected by someone that's been ran through. It really feels like. It feels like you got denied, like, from a train. You feel me? Like,
yo, I went through this extreme. They had like open interviews, and there was like 1,000 people there. It was a crazy zoo of people there, and I went through the. What got me in was the fact that old boy from our job, it was his son, the guy that was mainly over you. His son.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you work." He was looking at my shit. He was like, so you work, so you do know so and so." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "That's my dad." I was like, "Yo, dad."
Oh yeah.
That's your peoples? I'm like, "Yeah." So we started being cool. We was laughing too loud to the point where the other interviewers was looking at us. He was like, "Man, you got the job." I was like, "Say less." Hey. And then they try to not qualify me because I didn't have my GED. Because I apparently need to graduate high school to answer phones.
Which is crazy. Like you need, I could literally just answer a phone call.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy. But anyway, I was at Conduit, which is just like Sutherland, but it was new.
It seems more orchestrated than something.
Yeah, it was a new age bad job.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's horrible, but we giving out a flat screen, my nigga. Like, you should join the raffle. It's that type of shit. But what pissed me off the most, right, was that this is like my second day there. Mm-hmm. My mom, she made me lunch. It was meatloaf, mashed potatoes with the green beans on it because it's my favorite.
Solid.
All right, and I ain't got lunch until about 5 p.m. Mm-hmm. Now I'm clocking in at 12. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay.
Which is crazy. You're not supposed to work past 6 hours.
It is wild.
For lunch break.
Yeah, so 12 to 5, and then I get out at like 8. But apparently they had separate like refrigerators for the tech support and the people that work customer service or like the overnights and shit. I didn't know that. I wasn't completely aware. So I just put my food in the refrigerator and I went in there, and this is during the whole training and shit. Mm-hmm. So we in there with a bunch of people and everything like that, and we already like mad, tired. We gotta, learn all this shit. Lunch came around, my shit's gone. My shit. The place out.
We all, I'm nah.
I searched every refrigerator, fam. I was like, my shit can't be here. My shit can't be going. My shit, where's my lunch? And then, like, I saw someone who I knew. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I'm just looking for my lunch. And he was like, oh yeah, if you put it in that refrigerator, they probably threw it out because you got to keep it in a certain refrigerator for customer service workers. They do that pretty often. And I'm like, they threw out my lunch? They threw... I'm a big bag kid. Alright? I'm a food fanatic, okay? I ain't gonna give you no sugarcoat excuse.
And Mama made, fucking meatloaf?
Yeah, meatloaf. That was supposed to be the highlight of my day, and somebody took it, either ate it or threw it out. I tried so hard to get the camera footage to find out who did that, and they said we can't really do that. There's nothing really like, of items that are, whatever excuse they gave. But they said that I can't see them. And I'm like, how come you took my lunch? And I gotta be okay with this? Like, I gotta go back to work?
Right, not
knowing
eat.
that
You
this
just
is
gotta be angry as fuck for an hour.
Angry as fuck. Angry as fuck.
Like, yo.
And in that moment, that's when I decided, like, yeah, I'm not going to be at this job any longer. I'm not going to be at this job. I was there for like...
because I thought you got let go because of Corona. I remember that. I remember everyone just stopped having work.
That was when I worked for, this job for Sirius XM.
Where was that?
That was shorter. It was
like in a mall, right?
Nah.
No. It was,
near a mall.
It was near, okay.
It was in Henrietta.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was working that job, and that job was just annoying. That job was just so redundant because you got to call people. It was a cold call job.
Oh, hell
Call them up. Hey, so I know you bought Sirius XM, and I know you just got a car. I'll want to let you know that your trial is expiring soon, but we got a great deal, and we're going to offer you 5 months of Sirius XM for only $3. It's a great deal. You don't want to miss it. And then that's what they just called me a straight up, like, the N-word, hard R, and then hang up. I'm like, okay. Remember, Dallas per hour, smiles per hour. All right.
Nah.
That was, yeah.
I would honestly, that was bad. But dead ass, I didn't get paid at a job for 2.5 months.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't get paid. I worked full time at a job for 2.5 months and then get it sent to this day. I worked at the Dollar General, and I'm gonna fucking name blast them. If there's any attorneys,
if
there's any lawyers out there that can maybe help me with this, because bitch, I should sue, right?
You are entitled to financial compensation.
Here's what's so fucked up. The way I started, this was the job I worked. This is the job I worked right before the home health care job.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And mind you, I'm paying for a sitter. I'm paying a daycare to watch my son out of pocket. And then to the point where the lady's fronting it for me. I was like, I promise you I'm working this job. Like, she took my word for it and was like, okay, like because every week they're like, oh, they just got to figure it out. They don't have your SIM number or something, whatever, every week. Right. They were transitioning managers. So how I got in, here's what's fucked up. I got in, this lady was frantic as fuck. Red flag number 1. Okay. The lady was frantic as fuck. Like, she's like, I'm going to get you in here. Don't worry. You got the job. I'm about to leave this fucking shithole anyways. Like, she's on her way out.
Right.
She was like, but you got the job. Mind you, a bitch just need a job, so it was like, fuck it. But I already knew what I was stepping into. I just didn't know I was not going to get paid. I knew it was going to be shit. I just didn't know I was going to get paid.
She hot potato that shit. Like, hey, what job?
She was like, bitch, you got the fucking job. I'm about to leave this job, but like, you got the job. Just know that. I don't know whatever manager's going to take over, but just know that you're approved and that you're in the job. And don't worry, you start training this day. And I was like, okay, sounds good, lady.
Right. Never
see her again. Then I started hearing from coworkers like, yeah, she got fired. I'm like, she got fired. I was like, why? She was like, because she started losing her fucking mind and taking period blood and writing pentagons on the bathroom stalls with blood. They're assuming period blood, but it was blood.
That's wild.
I was like, oh.
And she was sane enough to just be like, you know what, I should really handle the new hire. Like, I think, through all of this, I got to really focus on getting a new recruit to keep things going.
She didn't look like she had her shit together when I was talking to her on her way out, so I don't know. So they, honestly, for like a month, they didn't have a manager. So they're like, well, and they would try to blame it on, so they'd have like the other Dollar General manager from a different area come in and kind of like help. They just mainly had a shift leader, which this motherfucker, we cool, but like this man was stealing mad shit throughout the day. Like he's like, fuck this job. And he would just take mad shit. This man would have parties and so
it's Dollar General.
It's Dollar General, fuck it. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Right.
My thing is with that whole situation is like after a month they were just like, she didn't put you in properly. You're technically not even an employee with us. And I was like, huh?
That is crazy.
I was like, so y'all gonna fix it, right? They're like, of course. You've been working here for a month. You've been clocking in and out. But like, you clocking in and out. You've been clocking in and out to an empty number. I'm like, but y'all keep scheduling a bitch, so make it make sense.
Right. It's like basically you just did volunteer work for 2 months. That's tough.
Yeah.
But it's like at the same time, it's Dollar General.
It's Dollar General, but fuck, bitch. I'm owed so much fucking money from that raggedy ass job. It's fucking crazy.
It's just.
I ended up finding a different job, which was better, but it was still like really fucked up because like they finally found my foot. Okay, it's not in there. I thought my foot was flexing.
Yeah.
They finally found a manager, but she was clearly trying to hire her friends to be in there, so she tried to make excuses for me. She was like, there was times where like my daycare, after 2.5, months, hey, I can't watch your child anymore. You're not paying me. Common fucking sense, right? So I'm telling her this. I'm like, hey, she's like, you haven't been showing up to work on time. I'm like, yeah, that's because I don't have proper daycare. Yeah. Because and guess what? You're not paying me to. She's like, well, you need to show up so we can fix this situation. I'm like, you're not paying me to be here to pay.
The price of daycare is crazy, by the way.
Like, basically fired me over that. Because I couldn't come to work. And I'm like, bitch, you can't pay me for daycare. We're in circles here. That was the most fucked up shit I was ever in.
This is a job. Yo, now that we think about it, fam, the job market between 2015 to 2022 was batshit insane.
Oh, it was insane.
Was batshit crazy. Like, it was so much mishandling and regulations and shit like that. Like,
I'm glad Gen Z is, like, basically putting them on they shit and just, like, saying, fuck y'all, we don't gotta give you a 2-week notice. We don't gotta give a shit about you. We just gonna move on, toss it, and pass it. Because the way these jobs have done me since I've been an adult has been insane. Like, it's turned me into a villain.
Oh.
Like, it's turned me into a villain.
Oh, my goodness. It's like... How do I say this? The pandemic, right, definitely changed a lot of shit. Because it's kind of hard to be that evil and try to have a job during an inflation or during a time of crisis.
They put everything in perspective.
Yeah, because we started putting 2 and 2 together and shit. Like, what the fuck? Hold on. Like, I'm working 40 hours a week and I'm only making like $500. What's going on here, fam? Like, rent is like $1,200 now. Like,
right.
What is and like, I think there's supposed to be a lesson in here somewhere.
That we shouldn't settle for fucking less. And
there you go.
My worth isn't. I mean, the minimum wage in New York now is like $15. It's not worth $15 an hour. My worth, my value, and what I do. Because when I do my job, I do it fucking well.
Right.
So it's not worth that.
And sign a W-2. Sign a W-2. Like, jobs that the under table shit and the jobs that look so ill organized will be so easy to kind of scam you or swindle you out of money and shit. Basically making you a volunteer worker. Yeah. I need to know. I need to sign some type of paperwork. Like, y'all need to have my ID tied to a payroll.
Yo,
if we're going to be doing that. So,
from now on, that's where I'm at right now. I will never do that again. That shit was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was insane that
Right.
I went through that 2.5 months without money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you owe a daycare provider?
That is enough to make anybody crash out.
Fam.
That right there is like somebody, especially when you got priorities for like taking care of a child, you got to pay rent, you got to get groceries. Like, tell me a reason as to why I shouldn't smack somebody in a higher up in the face.
Just for them to sit there and fire me because they know they fucked up. I feel like I should go and sue them.
See,
But
that's
money
like,
back. I feel like I should because that's crazy.
And now it comes full circle because that's probably why old girl was doing blood pentagons in the bathroom and
she
shit.
was summoning
She was,
demons. In the
this is
bathroom.
y'all doing. This is her. She was probably a very well balanced person before she took this job.
Yo.
And she's just like, I have to get out this bitch. You know, so welcome to the Homie Hoppers podcast, by the way. But I wanted to kind of shift because we talked about the negatives a lot, and we could probably go on forever about
forever.
any negative job.
Yeah.
But let's kind of like shift from being Debbie Downers to like the upside of things, and let's focus on what job had like what was the chillest job or the chillest day, a chill moment at your job. I'm seeing a lot of blank in your eyes, which is kind of sad to me.
None of my jobs been chill. I think generally the chillest job I've had is when I started working for myself.
Deadass, yeah.
I just, to be honest, because I have a business outside of what we're trying to do right now.
Right.
And once I dived into my spirituality and started, doing stuff for that, that's been my bliss. Anything I've worked for a 9 to 5 for has been, I will say the positives that I've had from jobs, if we're going to say positive, I wouldn't say moments. I would say there's positives. I met you. You know, I've gained experience and knowledge of how fucking humanity works, which is insane. But other than that, I can't say,
Comes with the process.
I can't say that I've had this impactful job. I've had knives pulled on me at certain jobs. I'm not getting paid from jobs. I've gotten spun by a homeless man. Like, I don't think I've ever genuinely had a good work experience.
That's tough. You did the suburban, you did the low class, what was it? Yeah, the lower class version of Dirty Jobs, that show on Discovery Channel.
Yeah, deadass.
You did the no payroll version. You did the under the table edition of Dirty Jobs.
But there's no under the table.
Yeah,
there's a table.
I don't even think
nothing
there's
under
a table.
There's
I don't
under
even.
it.
This has just been all false promises from what I heard.
Nah, I mean, maybe you could say so, but I generally don't feel like I have anything genuine to say about any of the job. There are certain moments. I try to find the beauty in whatever I do and the passion whatever I do, or I can't be engaged, right?
Yeah.
So if it means helping someone, even if it's small and for like a certain moment, if I could make someone's day, I would try. Because that's just me as being a human being. What I would do naturally.
It's the quality of that just makes it.
Yeah, I'd go out of my way for certain points of certain jobs to help people and get,
Right.
But
yeah, it's just that you working on something that comes from like a place of passion, and it's not too much like having to follow like guidelines and kind of deal with people. I think the people part is like what makes or breaks the job.
absolutely. But every job I've ever worked at has been people orientated. So like, mind you, I'm weirdly fake known in Rochester. I'm weirdly, but by crackheads. All right, let me be nice. By lower income people, but mainly crackheads come up to me now because they know me now. Just due to the fact that I was one of those people that was giving away free government phones and signing people up. I guess I was flipping them shits. That was the most legalist, like thuggish shit I've ever did, because let me tell you, that was no different from selling crack. Because when I say I would have turf wars with other phones people and have to be like, bitch is my corner, and have to represent my corner because it was the highest spending corner, I'd have to sit there and fucking have knives, guns pulled out on me. People wanted to fight me. Like, I'm dead as. Yo, I had to hire a gang member that was affiliated with that area to fucking sit next to me to not get robbed or
They had you over here in like full on gang beefs over Obama phones, fam. Like that's crazy.
The stories I can tell from that, because like there were certain moments where only God was saving me, because mind you, it's a free government phone.
Yeah.
The service is not going to be that great, but you got a free phone, you got service. So if you need it, you need it. You're only getting it if you're dependent on DSS, having welfare, SSI, security check, whatever is a government assistance, right? And I was the one that would be like, all right, you're approved, here's your phone. Obviously, I get paid every phone I sign up, so I get paid $25 every time I sign up a person. So I was caking during the summer. I was making $1,000 a day. On a good day?
You signed me up for one. Like,
shit.
I got a tab at the crib you signed me up for. They still hit me up about that shit.
Paper. So I was starting to get real rugged and tugged in this position, because it was like agents was trying to take my corner, which I was crossing DSS. So I was like, nah, bitch, this is my blood. This is my
right. Try to run you out your spot.
They was trying to run me out my spot. I was
crazy.
like, nah, bitch, because we gonna really get to throw hands right now, and I'm gonna have to call people, and there were people from Syracuse and Buffalo try to come out. So I'd have to like really legit call people. And I had people pull up to make them move their tent. And it's to the point that I was fan favorite. Like, people to this day, they're like, oh, you was always so sweet. And you was always so chill. Like,
the streets love you.
I'm likable.
Yeah. I mean, you saw a phone like that. They appreciate a hustler. You feel me?
To this day, though, because I'm like, people, I don't know why they got surprised that they would see me take the bus or downtown or in the hood. They're just like, you live here? And I'm like, yeah.
They're not used to seeing big money coming from the trenches, It's
fam, I never left the trenches. I was just making money in the trenches.
Really on the block with it.
I was on the block with it, and I was chill because like I knew my area and I knew my people. So, but it was just there was too much. Honestly, God saved me in one moment because, mind you, my father, I don't fuck with him like that, but he was driving around the city, and there was this guy that like got so mad. He's like, "This is 4G, not 5G," and I'm like, mind you, I already signed him up. He left, rode off on a bike, came back. We had a good conversation back and forth. He was trying to hit on me and everything. So I'm about to give this to my girl as a present. I was like, okay, that's a good present. And he goes about his day. And I was even telling him, like, hey, it's not the best phone, but it's a phone. And he was like, so do you get paid? He was asking me how I get paid off of this. And I was like, yeah, I get paid per person I sign up. Like, I have no problem. I was never, like, an upsalesman or a person selling them hopes and dreams. So I was like, yeah, it's good for what it's good for, but it's free. Just, He comes back an hour later. I have a few people in front of me, and there's nothing but females, so it was just me and a bunch of females. Oh. My bodyguard wasn't there that day.
Dang, took a day off.
He took a day off. He was selling drugs. He went off.
He had to really hit the streets. Like,
I swear that job was a fever dream. But like, he comes running out. It's like, bitch, this is 4G, not 5G. Da da da. Like getting disrespectful in my face. Like, he was like, what's stopping me from fucking, like, I was like, bitch, nothing. I'm standing up, right? Not a goddamn thing, because what you not about to do?
Like, oh yeah, it's like, you about to be.
I'm a 6'1" woman. You're not about to put hands on me and act like, and I'm not gonna throw them back.
Right, you
about to get touched.
You about to get enrolled to Meet Wireless. You feel me? Like, this is. I'll give you 5G. Trust me, this is
facts.
No roaming.
Yo, tell me why this man start pulling out a knife and my dad pull up real quick. We don't talk like that. This man came out of nowhere like a superhero. Cause what the fuck? And start walking up. Mind you, my dad's like 6'6", big ass dude.
Tall dude, yeah.
And obviously he don't look like he kin to me. He don't look like I came from him. Like he aged well, and he black and I'm white passing, so no one's gonna in the same room be like, y'all related. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he walked up all chill, nonchalant behind me, and this guy's still going off. He's like, you good? And I was like, nah, but I'm handling it. And I'm just like, sir, I don't tell you, but you gotta go. Like, get the
Yeah.
fuck out my face. He's like, nah, take this fucking phone back. He tries to throw it at me. I was like, listen, destroy it, throw it away. It's yours. I don't give a fuck. Like, it has nothing to do with, oh, now that you got your money, you did it. Like, he was trying to act like I was, like, on some scam and shit. Bitch, it's a government thing.
Yeah, it's like, it's free. Like,
It's free. You pay nothing.
What do you expect? You think you gonna get an iPhone out the box type shit? Like, nah, fam, you were getting this on the corner right outside DSS.
Yo.
Like, what do you expect?
The standards that people were having for this, I really didn't get that.
Yeah.
I was like, fam, I'm just the middleman. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, I'm gonna cancel my service. Cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
But he got mad. I wasn't trying to do it. So then that's when he was trying to like act like he was about to stab me. So my father takes out a fucking.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, what the fuck you not about to do is touch my daughter? He's like, that's your daughter.
Oh
And
my
he got bitched up. Cause the guy was like, he was like 5'8".
Damn.
He got bitched up, and I was just like,
It's over a phone. This over a phone. Motherfuckers about to die over a government issue phone. And I know what they look like. You know, it's like the.
it was a little
Yeah.
screen track phone.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Fake Android type of phone.
Yeah, he was ready to die over that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's brutal out there, but that's still customer service for you. You meet the whole spectrum of reality and people, and you hate it mostly, but
Oh, it's pain.
it still counts as, I guess, a good experience because you did stack bread. You know, like you was making money. So we could put.
But
that
then
in
I
the
got
books.
arrested.
Damn.
No, I got ticketed for that job.
Okay, that's not. But still, damn. Like,
I still owe the city $100 because I was loitering. They put me in the same category as selling drugs. They're like, you don't have a license to sell this. I'm like, this is government issued. What the fuck is going on?
this is so crazy.
But there was like so many that popped up that summer that like every block it had like somebody that was trying to sell those phones and shit.
Yeah.
That like the city was like trying to shut it down. So like
so-
that's why. So the cop was a dick. Yeah, I still owe them like $100. I don't know how that's gonna go.
I mean,
I haven't paid them yet.
I wouldn't either. I would just for the fact that whole ticket is stupid.
The cop was such a fucking dick too. He was smiling at that court hearing. He just had his little bitch ass like shorts and shit, and he was just with his stupid smile like, yeah, she was lettering him. I was like, okay. Like he was trying to prove so hard that I was exchanging money for goods. I'm like, I was looking at what loitering is. I was like, and you know, what they were trying to get me on. I was like, I wasn't accepting any money. My job was paying me money.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that still technically counts.
That's so dumb, and it's government issue.
It's government issue. It didn't matter.
So
It didn't matter. So I stopped working that shit.
Yeah, that job's done. Like, it's wow.
I would have kept working that job if it did stop becoming illegal.
Yeah, if they would have did something about it
Yeah.
to kind of make it, if they would have understood it better, I feel like.
Yeah,
That
the
would've
city
definitely
was
been a good
not
profit.
understanding. They just wanted to control the issue because there was people from New York City, fucking somebody from Chicago, like everyone. It was every block. It was really bad that summer, and I remember that. And I would talk to people like they would talk like, oh, what you doing? I was like, they're like, oh, we from New York City. I was like, what the fuck is y'all doing out here? They're like,
Right.
it's money here. I'm like, clearly, why the fuck are you here?
Like,
Bitch,
what
go
is-
where you at?
Right, mess it up for
Yeah.
everyone. For the natives, like,
Yo.
damn, that's so ass.
But they was the ones scamming motherfuckers. I wasn't scamming.
You was just trying to get those phones off.
That ass. I could have charged. They asked us to charge people cash and then they would pay us. I wasn't even charging anybody.
Yeah, that would be scamming.
I wasn't
That
even
would
charged.
be-
No, but the job says we are required to ask $10.
Oh.
So I was technically taking an L
Yeah.
on some pay.
You was doing it for the free, for the community.
But everyone knew to come to me because like, oh, she's not charging.
Shit. It's a smart marketing tactic. That's definitely what's going to get people in.
That's the reason why I was able to afford that boat that summer
Oh, the boat
for my
trip.
birthday.
I remember.
Yeah.
That was...
That 800 was nothing. I was
What a
like, I made
time.
that in less than a day. Here you go.
It's nothing to me. It's nothing. You feel me? Real boss moves.
It was
Real
nothing.
grind.
It was good.
Shit. All right. So I guess like your positive was making money. Mine was just making memories and the friends I made along the way.
Shut the
You
fuck
know,
up.
and it was nah. But dead ass, I think the chillest job I ever had was lifeguarding. Even though they did have us in like the fucking beaming heat and like that. I ain't gonna lie. It was days where it was just like, fam, it's fucking hot out here and this pool is packed. I don't want to be standing here. Like, I'm over here trying to watch y'all, but like the sun is beaming. There's no shade. There's no shade on this pool. We watching a 4 feet deep pool. And
They didn't
no
have like
shade.
a thing over you?
They had like one umbrella and one like top freaking high chair, but that's one umbrella compared to the whole pool. So we're all dispersed and we gotta rotate and everything like that. And I had to get up there in that big old like high chair and stuff. And like I'm already big. The chair it's like a freaking small metal structure of a chair. So like if I tilt any way too much, it's over. I'm falling. It's
Damn.
like whoever's below me, it's a wrap for them. So thankfully that never happened. But the chillest day I've ever had there was when everyone from the rec center went on a field trip. So basically nobody was in the pool. And on top of that, it was raining. And you know me, I'm Captain CPT. You know, like time is just a construct to me. This doesn't. So I'm showing up late as shit. You know, but my coworkers were so chill. They're like, yeah, nobody's in the pool, but can you pick us something up? I was like, oh fucking yeah, I'll pick y'all something up. I ain't gonna lie, the lifeguard checks pretty fucking good. But I just hated getting wet. I ain't like getting wet in the chlorine and shit. And after a while, you do get kind of
like that's your one job.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
It's
So
to make sure no one dies on your job.
And it's a 4 feet deep pool. So how does that even?
There's still motherfuckers that act like they can swim but they can't, and then go in the pool.
Oh yeah,
which is crazy.
Oh yeah. Like you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There's motherfuckers coming here 56, not knowing how to swim. Panicking in water they could stand up and I'm like, wow, brother, this is I don't know what to say, man. Like you are making a totally safe situation worry.
You're right. Like stand up.
Yeah, like just all you gotta do is waist level, bro. Like it's just like you think like the minute you go horizontal, it's over. Just stand up. You good. We don't even have waves in this pool. Like it's freaking 15, like 25 feet across. But yeah, I remember I bought like a whole like large pizza, got some slushies, went there, pool bone dry empty, and then we also had rain coming in, but it was like a light drizzle. You feel me? But not just enough to be too annoying, but just to give you that cool breeze. So it was just like that for like the whole day, just chilling out, cracking jokes and everything, and then like. Yeah, it was very fun. I really enjoyed that shit. There's probably been many other cooler days, but like, I just really liked that one, you know. So,
honestly, probably one of my best days was kind of with you.
Oh, you glazing me so hard.
A little bit.
For someone that kind of got you fired.
Kind of. You were kind of the motivation. They thought I corrupted you, so they had to let me go. It was a bad egg.
It's the golden boy. It's like you can't.
They really thought I was giving you drugs, and I was like, I didn't snitch on you. I'm like, do you know what this man does by himself?
I had to defend you at one because they pressed us.
They pressed you, right?
They pressed me
For months.
They had me in a room like, we understand that, you know, Justina, she's your favorite, you know, and we just want to make sure we emphasize the guidelines on, you know, the policy of fraternizing and, you know, potentially dating your coworkers. And I'm like, oh, we don't even date each other.
We don't date each other.
She's just a great friend. We click very well, and we got a good dynamic. I promise you there's nothing happening, you know. And then a week later, we took acid. So...
But if, to be honest, it makes... Remember, because... Alright, it's weird because we're being recorded.
I know getting used to it.
But we found out that sis was running back and telling them shit, even though she was the one doing fucking ketamine and going to work and shit.
Oh.
So later, like honestly, all those times, the reason why they was pressing us for months, because it should have been open and shut, is because she was reporting back saying weird shit.
Damn.
The whole time, even though she was the worst of all of us.
Yeah.
Who the fuck goes to sleep on acid?
That was crazy.
Yeah, no.
That is, even I was kind of worried. I was like, bro.
No, you built different, and I'm not even on that level. So why are you looking at me like I'm the problem, bitch? I caught my check and went home to my son.
Real.
No, but no, that's the reason why they kept pressing us for months like that, because they were like.
Right.
Are you influencing them? Are you doing things when, after work activities? It's like we get together here and there. They sometimes come to my house because I'm the only one with my apartment, and that's it. Yeah. Like we maybe get a drink because we're all over 21.
Yeah.
So. And
like you didn't have no transportation. I had transportation, so. I was like help dropping you off at the house, like
you would drop me off
things like that,
sometimes,
But there was just, that's it.
I
but
swear up and down, I was the one.
It was just after your ass for something.
But it's because of her. I'm generally looking back now. It makes sense.
Yeah. Do you want to tell when it came to a head?
We could,
if you want to. Like this affected you more than me.
I don't even remember how it snowballed. Do you want to go?
It was
It just they kept accusing me for shit. So oh.
Yes, it's hidden now.
Oh no, because like there was this stupid ass bitch that wasn't even part of our program. I'd spit in your face if I ever see you again. Just know that.
Say that to the camera. That's real.
I want her to feel that if she would ever see this, because I know she's friends with you. So.
Yeah.
Bitch, I'll spit in your face, and you know.
The beef is still real, y'all.
The beef is still real because this is the most, compared to the homeless man spitting on me. Mm-hmm. This was the most stupidest shit I've ever fucking had to encounter. So there's a bunch of pens. We're organizing pens into containers or some shit. We're like shuffling through things. And I had to use one of the pens to write. So she told me to write something down. Mm-hmm. Right? It's me and another coworker and her. And she's like over us, but not really. So I'm like, I try to write something down. The pen didn't work. And I scribbled. I did the circle. I did the squeak back and forth. And it didn't work. So I tossed it in the trash. Oh. She looked at me. She was like, pick it up. Get that out the trash. I was like, it doesn't work. Right. I said it just like that. Calm. I should have snapped once you said that. Once you raised your voice to me, ho.
Real.
And she was just like, I said, get it out the trash, or I'm gonna have you written up. I'm gonna have to report you. I was like, oh. You think I get paid enough for this job?
Power trip.
You think how you power trip that hard is crazy to me. You think I get paid enough to not whoop your ass right now is insane. Huh?
Like, I ain't go. To get fired for beating somebody's ass for $5 an hour, very justifiable.
Justifiable actions here right now. Sis, do you want to maybe reword this? Because this bitch was 5 foot soaking wet.
Right.
Oh. What do you mean? I'm not digging in trash over a pen that doesn't work anymore.
I know.
And I'm looking at her, pleading with her, like, with understanding. I'm like, you do understand this pen does not work, right? I'm showing her the paper of the lines, of the invisible lines of where this pen did not exist on this paper.
Right.
I was like, I'm not digging out of the trash, even if it did work.
Real.
She was like, if you don't do it, I'm writing you up. I'm like, write me up then, bitch.
Real.
I'm looking at my other coworker like, are we on the same page as this bitch crazy? And he just like with his head down because he was one of those dick suckers. He was like, you were aggressive. No fucking shit, I was aggressive. Huh?
Over a
Justina was cool and chill and vibing until you got Justina fucked up. I was doing my job.
Yep.
But that's not my job. No, but they had a problem. They were like, oh, we've had too many complaints and too many problems with like, but it was mainly with her. She had this weird thing with me.
Yeah.
Which I didn't get. Didn't
Right.
understand. I don't know. But it turned to that, and they were like, you've also just been a bad influence and on the other coworkers here, and they've been coming into work late, and I'm like, how the fuck do I influence y'all hoes to not going to work on time?
Yeah.
That's what you think. I'm going to work.
Real.
What the fuck?
Real.
They was blaming me for the fact that y'all wasn't on work on time. They were blaming me for the fact that you weren't, like, y'all came in sleepy at times. Like, y'all weren't well rested. Like, they were coming in lethargic. Like, they were blaming me for all of those things.
I ain't gonna lie. When you come into a job where you know you ain't really doing that much shit.
No, they made you do everything for $200 a week for a full-time job.
Yeah, but it was a very weird medium. It was like you either doing everything or you doing nothing.
You were doing a lot of nothing. I did a lot of everything.
I was
doing everything plus more. And they were like, oh my God, you do such a good job. You go above and beyond all the time. They would hype me up at the same time. Be like, this bitch, she's the demon.
Yeah, see, I was doing nothing until they had me doing everything.
Say it.
They switched it up on me completely because things started to ramp up when we got into like the school year and stuff like that. Because that's when I really had to go ahead and teach, like, okay, we're going to be talking about sexual health and making healthy decisions. But other than that, nothing. No, I was just there solely like I was cleaning out my workplace every day just to try and find something to do.
Before they give you something to do, yeah.
Before they gave me something to do.
Literally. I worked at all the rec centers, and I mean, it's not like I really got to work with kids like that. I did at times, and I enjoyed that aspect, but I've never been an office worker. Yeah. Like, making me type up and do paperwork. Not that girl.
Low-key, I should have been a rec worker. I grew up with rec kids, so like it would have made sense if I did. I
was great when I was working with kids. They even commended me because I spent time and money on and helping people, doing shit. Like, I don't know, that was the most bullshit.
I feel you. It was such a very bizarre job that it was just. Do you ever feel like it was kind of like something that had to happen for us to meet?
Yes.
I think that was. It was like a filler episode to kind of tie up all the important shit and be like, make sure the two story arcs intertwine.
No, deadass, I honestly feel like I only worked that job because I needed to meet you.
I think that's...
No, I really... No.
That's the only benefit we got out of this.
That's the only thing we got out of this.
That's the only benefit we got out of this. They promised me $5,000 towards my student loans, and they said I ain't qualified for that shit.
Yo, they hit
like,
me with that
crazy.
too. They're like, oh, you didn't work it right. They was scamming people left and right. That's why y'all shit got fucking shut down.
Yeah.
No, but on some real shit. All right. On some spiritual shit, right? Because at the end of the day, spiritual girly all day. I met you. The reason why I know it's February 2nd is because what is Oya's feast day?
February 2nd. Oh.
And we met on February 2nd. Mind you, Oya is my head of Risha. And it's not like I do kind of separate my spirituality from other things, but I feel like it is something though with that. And I mean, not just that, just how we met and how we clicked and how everything, it was just like we were destined to meet and do something together. And it may be this or maybe something else, but I just know that we're meant to meet.
It had to happen.
It had to happen
for a reason, you know. Everything has to happen for a reason. Except for that bullshit with the pen. That was happening for no reason. That was just.
I was looking at my other coworkers and I'm like pleading. I'm like, would you pick up? I'm looking at the bosses then there. Like, would you pick a pen out of the garbage if you knew it didn't work? Like they try to be so professional. Like, well, Christina, I just feel like, there's a certain way you handle things. I'm like, no. Would you deal with the respect? One of them was looking at me with understanding. The other one was just. Bitch, I don't like you. I'm trying to get rid of you.
Right.
But like, it was like, would you pick up a pen out of a garbage that didn't work? No. Answer the question. No? Okay then. Why the fuck do you expect me to do that? Like, well, there's a better way of communicating. I'm like, Justina communicates perfectly. I am nice and genuine. Okay? Be my co-sign on this. When I worked my job, did I not do it?
You did it.
And I didn't. Did I not do it good?
You did it well. We're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing
But
it well.
when you disrespect me though, I'm not about to take it.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I don't know why the fuck they just thought I was supposed to eat shit.
You should not for $5.70.
No, I'm sorry. I just
Not for that much. Like that's crazy. But all in all, I think that kind of really helped build the start of us in a way. You know,
Yeah.
like it's not the fondest memory, but it's a memory. And I think that when it comes to jobs, get a good ass job. I don't know how to turn that into like a learning experience.
It needs to you need to
Just-
get paid well, or you gotta love the people you working with. Either one.
Start reading those job descriptions on Indeed. Start looking for the key phrases, fam.
Dead
Like,
ass.
it's-
And honestly, if you get hired quickly and the person's rushing you in, just know it's bullshit. Just know
Yeah.
off rip it's bullshit. Know what you getting into. I know any job that immediately hires me off rip, just like on the day, on the spot, it's some bullshit.
Oh yeah.
On the spot is some bullshit.
Yeah. On the spot. Any job, I'll take it a step further. If they don't require a second or third interview, I'm starting to look at them a little bit crazy. Like, if there's a job where they gotta interview you in groups, just know that shit is kind of like y'all all gonna get hired together, and y'all all gonna quit at some point. Those jobs are like the fucking elimination round of careers. Like
them turnover rates be
Oh, yeah.
crazy. Cause like bitches like absolutely not. I gotta go.
yeah, you're gonna be surprised. You won't be surprised when you find out your ass is getting turned over. It's like you are quitting this.
Oh my god, there's another job that I feel like
Pause. Oh my bad.
I feel like I should sue. This is when I was like young. I was 19 and I was working at Norden, this like manufacturer company. It was like a factory that like made gun parts. I'm name dropping because
What the
fuck
hell?
them people. Fuck them people. Okay, Norden.
He's in there building Glocks.
Yo, I would the rubber parts of the gun handle. I would take the press out the machine and like cool it off, and like they would take it away, right?
Okay.
That's mainly what I did. So it was like everyone was making a piece of a gun.
Yeah. It would be so fucking hilarious if they was just like, you get to take guns home too. Like it's just as like a novelty item. Like here's a 45.
But like,
okay, yeah.
But the thing about that is, I'm staying in one position all day. I'm sitting on a chair and I'm just, okay, the press is done. Take them out, cool it off, shift it over, take it out, put the plastic on the. You know what I mean? I'm here all day.
Loading and unloading.
I'm not moving. Everyone's in their own section doing the same thing. There's big loud machines between everybody, so you're not communicating with other people other than the people that are the ones that come and check.
Right.
Between each machine.
Yeah.
And there was this one guy that would come, like I'd call him the light skinned LL Cool J because that's just how he looked.
Light skin LL Cool J.
Yeah. Light skinned and he looked like LL Cool J.
Oh shit.
And like, you know, your work husband, he was that. It was like the only interaction I got through the day, so we would fake flirt and like be chill. Like it was not no weird shit.
The work how you is.
Yo, but we'd get out at 11 o'clock, and he lived actually like a few streets down from me at the time. So once we figured that out, he would actually drop me home at night. Sometimes we'd get food and go home, but we never slept around. We never did anything because I knew better than that.
Yeah, it's platonic.
Bitch never shat with her what she ate.
100.
Never. But like, so the problem was by the end of that job, because like there was a lot of there was a few females that worked in that factory. It's very much men orientated.
Right.
A lot of bitches would, because he would flirt with everybody. I knew that. I wasn't taking it that deep. Bitch got a free ride home and had some chuckles throughout the day.
Whoa.
These bitches took it personally.
Oh,
These
shit.
were just like, oh, look at this fucking white bitch. Oh, she thinks she's so cute. Like they had beef with me, but obviously, and also I was the youngest bitch there at the time. Like these were grown ass women, grown, and they were just like, I don't know. They're like, oh, you must be sleeping on them. I'm like, nah, but if I was, I've always been this.
Right.
I always had this energy, and if I was, none of your business to
It's like, what y'all gonna do about it?
But what are you gonna do about
Like,
it? Not a goddamn thing.
I win.
Right. I win.
You lose.
But like, I just was weird because a lot of people, even male coworkers, like, oh, you like, I'm not gonna say his name. You like LL? You like LL? I was like, he cool. I didn't understand why every day everyone was asking me if I was sleeping with this man. It was to the point where it was like really concerning.
Right.
To the point where I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't talk to you anymore because maybe you're saying things that, you know what I mean? Because somebody's saying something. Because all you're doing is
spread.
Right. Because they're like, oh, we see how he lingers around you when he has to check your parts and da 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 da. And I was like, okay.
It's kind of like a superpower that you put a lot of like managers and bosses on high alert.
I love that.
It's kind of like, wow, it's just that's aura right there, you know.
Oh, this is why I should sue. This is where I had to tell you that bit to get here. This is why I should sue and still need to sue.
Another lawsuit. Let's go.
There's a few jobs I should sue. Tell me why there was this, okay, because there was morning, middle, and night shift, right? Yeah. I was middle shift. It was like 3 to 11 or 4 to 11, I forget. Mm-hmm. This guy that was always, you know, he was like the maintenance man that goes like, not the maintenance, he would fix the machines. Okay. He would go around. We had a repertoire, like before I would leave, you know, me and him would chop it up. Right. He was always like a nice older man, like an old man. And he was just like, after like a few weeks of us talking, he was just like, I really like you, and you're a really sweet girl, and you deserve to know the truth. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, we have a pool on you. I'm not a part of it, but I feel like you should know. Oh. Because I brought it up. I was like, why does everyone keep looking at me? And I'm just like, I'm not really understanding. Because I'm like, at that point, I kind of had a breakdown because like I trusted him. He was like the older, you know, he was like the grandpa. He was like, you know, I wouldn't say father. He was older, you know what I mean, than dad. Yeah, I was like, why does everyone keep treating me like this? Like, I don't understand. You know, there's not many women in here, and right. I get that, and I'm doing my job, and you know, he's just like, it's because we have there's like a pool running on. Like, what's the pool? He's like, everyone has $100 in as to when he would sleep with you.
$100. That's high stakes.
And he's in it as well.
So he's betting on himself?
Yes.
That's crazy. He made you the 120 underdog, fam.
There was supervisors.
They had a parlay on your shit. They had a real FanDuel type like thing going on. Yes. It was just like, yeah, so it's...
This is my first like sexual harassment thing as a adult. I didn't know what to do with this, so I was like, "What the fuck?" So when I found out and I cursed him out about it, surprise, surprise, Justina gets fired afterwards.
Wow! You got fired by.
You know what they fired me for? For making too much male attention at work. This is his words. This is the guy that fired me. He was like, you were bringing on too much male attention at work.
Much male? How is that your fault?
Again, how? You
They over here taking bets. They out here putting on like...
I feel like I was selling pussy at work. I was in one corner for 8 hours doing this all day.
Right. Motherfuckers was having a fair prize picks pulled out. Trying to figure out, like, am I going to...
Yeah, they were trying to get rid of me because like they would have for sure caught a lawsuit.
That's tough.
A crazy lawsuit. And there's so many times where I'm kicking myself because I could have sued him. Bitch, that?
See...
What?
It just goes to show, you can't trust everybody that looks like a Ninja Turtle. You know, like this...
That is true.
It's the light-skinned motherfuckers that look like LL Cool J that just, you know...
I still randomly
Just get
see him
them going.
throughout town, which is crazy. I'm pretty sure he sells drugs like near my corner store. And like I'll run into him, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "You live around here?" I was like, "Do you?" He's like, "Kind of like that," and I'm like, "Glad to see you doing well." And then I go get whatever snacks in the corner store, and I go home.
Now it's the time for you to get your get back. Report him to the police. You got to.
Justine ain't no snitch.
That's true. Don't do that.
But
still,
I just think it's funny. I don't know. I digress. Because I was 19 at the time. He was like 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was too old to be doing that. But it's like, all right, whatever.
Anybody that's got money on, like, if he's gonna sleep with you or not, they all too old to be doing that shit.
Which is whatever. If it stays between y'all, but then it's like, you're making it so uncomfortable in my work environment.
Yeah, like, it's like, I don't even know how to describe that situation, fam. Like, is it?
I feel like I told you this a long time ago.
I remember you bringing it up, but it's a refresher, and it's a crazy one because, like,
as an adult, like, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Looking back at that, like, what the fuck?
like, why are y'all taking bets? And then they fire you after that?
Yo,
I'm betting somebody.
I need a lawyer. If anyone knows, we should sue this company. I'm just saying.
I think he did it because he lost the bet.
Yeah.
I think he's out 700 or some shit. And so, whoever won that and said that's not gonna happen, hope you're eating well. But that is, I think we've definitely covered a lot.
Yeah.
Mainly about our origin history and about a lot of the wacky and wild shit that's happened at jobs. Mainly for you though. My shit has been like, besides, helping out an actual corpse into a church and doing something that's totally not in the guidelines of my work, which I think is probably illegal. I might need a lawyer for that too.
Oh, you do need a lawyer for
But
that. For sure illegal.
it's a lot of wacky shit. And I think at one point we were supposed to have like a whole like lesson segment, but I think that
the lesson is don't get taken advantage of just because you need a fucking job and gotta pay rent and put food on your table. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Even if it's McDonald's, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you demand respect in every space that you're in.
this is for sure a learn from our mistakes situation.
Yeah. I will always demand respect for where I'm at, and bitch, if it's time to go, it's time to go. I'm gonna pull up Indeed real quick and start looking for the next job.
Yeah.
Just
Be about your bag, but also be about yourself.
that
all right,
part. Your mental health matters. Okay.
Yes, like I know you want to get money. I know you want to hustle, but not all money is good money. Some money is kind of fucking stupid.
Yo.
Some money is any place that's charging you $5.50 to work.
You scared me.
Is not good money. That is, get a hobby at this point, bro. Like, you could make that somewhere on the block. I don't know what to tell you. But honestly, I think we really covered a lot in this topic, and I think that this has been fulfilling. I think this was more so therapeutic for us in an actual segment.
I needed to get this off my chest.
It had to go somewhere.
It
So
needed to.
what better than the great void of the internet? And if you enjoyed it, if you watched this far, if you want to hear more from us, please like and subscribe. We are the Homie Hoppers. Thanks for hopping with us. Bye.
And just know that if you're a type of person that makes people fucking take pens out of trash, you are a trash person.
I am number
What she
one.
said. Bye.